So what's up guys, welcome back to yet another video. So as we all already know by the topic that today is a tutorial day, and in this tutorial we are going to be talking about how you guys can turn a simple video and turn it into a cinematic video inside Premiere Pro. So let me break it down to you guys what we are going to do in this today's video. So we are going to be going through from the bottom to the top. That means we are going to start from scratch, and I'm just going to try to walk you guys through all of my processes, like adding warp stabilizer, color correcting, adding shadows, how I create contrast and everything like that. So stick around till the end guys if you guys seriously want to learn about color correcting and color correction and all the additional things. So without any further ado, let's roll the video. Alright guys, so now that we are inside Premiere Pro, like today my setup is a little bit uncomfortable, like I have to raise my arm a bit. So anyway guys, we are inside the Adobe Premiere Pro. Like this is the cinematic shots which we are gonna be working on today. So if you guys haven't watched the previous video or the vlog, like I have done this a little bit of cinematic sequence in that vlog. So this is the sequence over here. Okay, so we are gonna start up with this section. Okay, so guys, till here I'm gonna show you guys how I did the editing and everything like that. We are not gonna be talking about that hyperlapse thing because that's a total different criteria. Alright, so I have over here is the same file which is duplicated, so which I am gonna be using right now. Okay, so let me just disable this lower thing quickly, and then let's enable this upper layer quickly. Okay, so we are gonna be starting from scratch. So let me just turn off this cinematic thing. As you guys can see, like this is how the shots look without color grading and the crop thing at the top. Okay, so we are gonna be also removing all the attributes which was present inside all of these clips. Let's just hit okay. As you guys can see, the clips turn into small because this was shot in 720p at 60 frames per second just to get that smooth cinematic b-roll. Alright, so let me just delete this this nested sequence, because why am I deleting that sequence is, as you guys can see over here at the top, like I've got this small chunk of clip. So this is the small chunk of clips which is gonna transform into a huge one, which we are going to be talking about that in a while. Alright, so our first task over here is that we need to first frame this thing accurately, like we need to fill the frame. So for that I'm just going to select all of these clips, click right and go to set to frame size. That will transform it and fill up all the empty spaces on the sequence. Actually I'm using 1920 by 1080p sequence, like FHD, yeah, that's what we call it. Alright, so then what we are gonna do is like over here, like the clip is okay only guys, but what I want to do is, as you all can see, like there's a little bit of jittery thing, but that doesn't matter. Like when we are gonna crop this thing, like it's all gonna go away. Alright guys, so let's focus on like stabilizing all of these clips. So I will need to stabilize this. Why I had nested these clips, like we are gonna be learning about that right now. So we are gonna go over to the effects panel and search for warp stabilizer. But first what we are gonna do is like make this sequence long. So how am I gonna do? Right click, speed duration. As this is 60 frames per second, whenever you guys are turning a 60 fps clip into a cinematic, you guys always need to from 100 bring the speed over to 40. That will automatically make your sequence cinematic. So as you guys saw, like the clip is same, but it became slow motion. That the same thing which I'm gonna do for over here for the second clip. Now what's the deal over here is, although like I have it in slow motion, you guys can see the jittery thing or the camera shake. So for that reason, like I am just gonna sorry about that, I'm just gonna select this clip, head over to nest, just click OK, do the same thing with the second clip, hit OK. Alright, now comes the warp stabilizer part guys. Let me just drag it over here. it will analyze the background. And if you guys will go over here to the effects control, and like you guys can control the smoothness, how smooth you guys really want the clip to be. Okay, so over here the clip looks really smooth. Let me just add this warp stabilizer to the second clip also. You guys can always control the amount of smoothness you want in your warp stabilizer. Over here this clip looks great. Now let's come to the color corrections. So let's head over to our color panel over here. What does color correction and color grading mean? So it's actually two different terms. Like for color correction, it means like how is it on the set, and for color grading, like adding a certain look or feel to the clip. In simple words, it means like that. Okay, let's go to the basic color correction section over here. Like I've got this clip, like as you guys can see, the highlights is totally blown out. The thing is that this is not shot on log or any like those raw profile, because like it's just a normal DSLR. So that's the reason why there is no dynamic range at all. Like there is, but it's really poor. Alright, so the first thing which I'm going to do over here is like bring down those highlights a bit, and let's add in a bit of amount of shadows over here, and let's try to bring those whites down, but let's increase the exposure a bit to 4. Let's 0.6. okay, so this one is great. Alright guys, so a great tip for you guys, like if you guys ever want to have those accurate color correction thing done to your clips, like use this histogram and every tools like that. Let's bring those blacks down a bit. Now it's looking perfect. Not that perfect, but it's thing. Alright guys, so now let's talk about the tools which I have open here. So I have a vector scope, a histogram, a periscope, and a waveform. These 4 tools are the best, guys. Alright guys, now just before we head over, let's white balance this clip, because it's not white balance as you guys can see over here. The green is a little bit down, so let's add in a green a bit. Just bring those 3 colors at the balance. So now, yep, here's the before and after. Like there's not much of a difference, but actually there's a subtle difference. Now let's just keep this simple, guys. We are just gonna clip all of this very simple, and I'm just gonna quickly color balance everything over here. So just the same procedure. Let me just like add up those exposure a bit, like 0.3. yeah, 0.3 is good. I'm not gonna add in those contrast over here right now. Lights, let's just increase a bit. Shadows, let's get it down, and again we are gonna color balance this. Let's just add in a blue tint a bit. So let's just increase a bit amount of magenta. So guys, I'm just gonna see you guys after I am done with this color correction thing and everything like that. So enjoy the time lapse. Alright guys, so now that we have finished up with color correcting, now let's start up with color grading. So now the only thing which I always do over here is come over here to curves section, then head over to this RGB curves, and over here like at this white section over here, like I always add in a S curve. Like try to add in a S curve, like I always try to do so. What does it adds contrast to the clip. Now if I'll toggle this off, you guys can see the difference. So I'm just gonna go through all of this, like because I love S curve, like most of the filmmakers really do. Just trust me with this process, guys. Like the colors may change, but in the end results, like it will be always spectacular. Let me just, like the colors may look a bit 90s, but like everything will be fine once you're done with this. As you guys can see over here, like the S curve looks great, and like first the greatest tip which I'll give you guys is just check the exposure. Now if you think anything is overexposed or underexposed, you guys can always tweak the settings. So over here, like the highlights are too bright. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna bring down those highlights, and I'm just gonna bring down those whites a bit, and then bam, it's perfect. Yep, it's perfect. Alright, so now that we are done with adding contrast in post, now I'm just gonna head over to this grade section. Like, we are not gonna go to the basic color correction section. Now we are gonna go to the curve section. Now from over here, like, I'm just gonna select all the greens, yellows and greens, here to here, and add in a bit of saturation. Let's do the same thing for the hue versus hue. Let's select this, that, let's change the color to a bit greenish 5, and bam, we are done with color grading. Like, there's not much of a process which goes into color grading. Once you'll get into it, let me turn that red a bit amount in magenta type. Let's give that feel. Alright, so now that we have over here this clip, all I want to have is like the yellows turned into orange. Let me just bring down this Control Z, not over here. Alright, so now over here, like, I'm just gonna select this. I'm just gonna create another point and just turn my yellows into red, not red, a bit orangey type. Alright, so now after that we are done with our color grading. And over here, let me check, I guess the greens are a little bit too bright. Let me just come back to hue versus luma. Let me just create this thing, and let me just bring a tad of luminance down. Alright, so let's go to the clip. Hopefully the clips look great, and bam, the clips looks amazing. Now all we gotta need to do is let's clear the shadows a bit. Yep, looks way better now. And all I want to do now is like head over to the creative tab, and let's just add in those vibrant a bit, and let's decrease the saturation to 90. If you guys want to have a fully saturated or like warmed color, you guys can also keep the saturation at 100. Like, it will add up to you guys this contrasty image. But like, I literally don't like too much like happy colors, anything like that. I just like on the saturated look. Now I'm just gonna, so for that reason I've kept my saturation at 95, and the clips look great. So all we gonna need to do is add in some vignette. Like, I always love to add the vignette at always, guys, the best vignette point is, from my choice, like choices may be different, is not minus 0.5. This will give you a perfect vignetting in your video, like not too much, not too less. Okay, so the only thing which is left to do is adding a crop. So let's add in CROP crop. Let's bring that over here. Wait, yep, let's bring it over here to this section. Let's crop the top by 12 by 12, and bam, here we have our perfectly cinematic, and it looks amazing, guys. Like the colors now, if you'll compare this to how it was before and how it is now, like there's a huge difference. Alright guys, so now that we have reached towards this end of this today's video, now these are the achievements which you guys have covered. If you guys have stuck around till the end of today's video, we have learned about warp stabilizer, we have learned about color correcting, we have learned about color grading, how I do it and everything like that, and we have also learned about how we can add in those cinematic bars. So that was it, guys, a really quick tutorial. I hope that it literally helped you guys a lot in order, like if you guys are facing some color correcting issues. Let me know down in the comments, guys, if you guys want me to talk more in depth about this color correcting, color grading and everything like that in depth in the comments down below, guys. So let's wrap up this video right here with a slogan: be kind, be positive, peace, have a great day.